Janet Beckers here. Today we're going to be talking about the one thing that I am absolutely clear on that is essential to you to succeed in business. One big thing. And if you cannot master and maintain this one big thing, you're not going to succeed. So we're going to talk about what that is, and I'm going to give you a strategy that works really well to keep that one big thing working really well for you. So what is this one thing that is absolutely essential to your success in business? That is confidence. Your confidence in yourself. This is the one thing you need to protect and nurture proactively in order to be successful in business. Now, I can tell you from my own experience, from my experience of being fortunate enough to have masterminded with some amazingly successful people in business, and also to have been fortunate to have mentored hundreds, actually probably thousands, literally thousands of other entrepreneurs, that this one thing is confidence. And if your confidence falls down, then your ability to actually take action and maintain it will constrict. So this comes down to really pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Now, by pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, you have to back yourself. If you're doing something that stretches you, and let's face it, most of the things that you're going to be doing as you grow your business will really take you to move out of your comfort zone. If you're going to be moving out of your comfort zone, it all comes down to you, doesn't it? It's the buck stops with you. Are you capable of really doing what you're setting yourself to do? So as long as you are feeling confident in yourself, you will keep on taking those steps. Now let's look at the flip side. If you stop believing in yourself, if you stop having the confidence to step out of your comfort zone and do those things that you've set yourself the challenge to do, the opposite is that constriction and playing small. And if you're going to play small in your business, you're not going to keep the momentum up to achieve the goals that you want to do. Because the reality is, if you do nothing, it's not that your business will stay where it is, it will constrict. Because you're always having other inputs, other changes that are happening in your marketplace, in your business, with your clients, and you need to step up to be able to meet those and excel. So, if confidence is absolutely important for you to be able to continue to maintain and then to grow your business, how on earth are you going to be in control of your confidence? Because I can tell you from my own experience and all these people who I've experienced on this journey is you are in control. You must take responsibility for maintaining your confidence. So let's look at one of the things that I have found really, really effective to do. And it's what I call the book of brilliance. Because when those times of self-doubt come in, when you start to think, who am I to do this? Who do I think I am? Who did I think I was when I set this big goal that now is really taking a lot of courage? I don't feel confident that I am the one that can do this. Who am I to charge that sort of money? Who am I to ask people to trust me? When you have those moments, you need to have something to fall back on, and that is the book of brilliance. Now, I'm just going to show you what I use as my book of brilliance. But you can be using anything. You can be using it, you can have it digital if that's what suits you. You can have this in a beautiful book. You can have this in something that is just scraps of paper. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that you have a location that we are now going to call your book of brilliance. Now, in your book of brilliance, you need to take the time to put the following. Excuse me. Number one is we want to be able to do a beautiful big brain dump of all of the things that you have achieved well. over all of the years. We can be going back to even your childhood, where you may even put things like, you know what, I was really good at running races, or I was a really good friend to people, or I was a really responsible daughter or son and, helped in my family. Whatever those, it can be going back to that, right through to all of the different things that you might have been doing. Think of all the milestones that you've had in your education, in all of the different businesses that you may have been involved in any kind of career moves and study that you've done, things that you may have done in your personal life, hobbies, things that you may have been involved in, any kind of sporting things, any health things, anything that's got to do with your relationships. All of those things that you know what, I've actually done that really well, or I'm proud of that, or people tell me that I'm really good at that. All of these things need to go into your book of brilliance. Now, the other thing that you want to do is ask other people around you, what is it that you think that I do really well? Just allow them to be able to tell you, okay? And when they do, I want you to write all of those in your book as well. You may even hand your book over to them and ask them to put something in. If you've got clients that you're working with, think about the clients that you've had success with and ask them, why did they want to work with you? What was it that they benefited from? And write this in your book as well. When people send testimonials or they'll say something great about you, print it out and cut it up and put it into your book, or just simply write it out. If you've received thank you cards and things like that, that can go in here as well. So you get the idea that what you're doing is you're creating a beautiful repository for things that you do well, and they can be related to your business, they can just be related to you as a person, and all of that goes into here. Because I tell you what, when your confidence starts to really shrink and you start thinking small, you're going to forget what were the things that were so wonderful about you. You're going to forget the expertise that you have. You're going to forget your cleverness. You're going to forget that you have achieved before, and you're going to need something to remind you. And that's when you go back to your book of brilliance. And if you're working with me closely, this is going to be one of the first activities that I get you to do. Because then, when you have times when you start to doubt yourself, and you will, everybody does, I'm going to say to you, go back to your book of brilliance. And I just want you to allow yourself to just totally immerse yourself in it. And you go back there and you remind yourself of why you are unique. Remind yourself that you know what? You are good. You are capable of achieving what you've set yourself to do. Because that is the place of the Book of Brilliance. Okay, so this is my challenge to you. Go and find a book now, or if you prefer to work digitally, go and create that folder and call it My Book of Brilliance. And then take that time. You might do it in one big lump of time, or you might decide that you're going to spread this over and do this in smaller increments. Now, whichever one you do, I want you to set this as a priority, and it may only take 30 minutes that you're going to set aside, but when it comes to the time when you're really going to need it, you are going to be so grateful to yourself that you spent that time to do that. So I'd love to hear from you. Have you done your Book of Brilliance? Can you send me a photo? Can you share some things that once you took the time to do this that, surprised you, or you had forgotten, or things that you hadn't thought that you'd done that well, but when you actually put it all down, you realized, wow, I actually rock. So I'd love to hear from you. Please just share with me, okay? And go get it, because you are truly, truly brilliant, and don't you forget it. Okay, bye.